Christy, this wasn't a school shooting. Wichita Police and the Cedar County Sheriff's Office making that very clear this morning, but officials say this was a domestic violence situation that started just outside of the school on Clarence and then went up to the building. You can see here where police have taped off a large portion in front of the building as they continue to work this crime scene. You can still see those intense flames right over the fire trucks that have just pulled up out here. It's as those fire crews are working this fire from multiple directions, both from the ground and from above with multiple ladder trucks. Christy, all of these people that were in line by noon today can vote today, and Christy, there is a line even with the sporadic rain. It is out the door of the Cedar County Historic Courthouse. It goes all the way up to the corner of Market and Elm, and then goes south along Market all the way to the corner of Market and Central. And since I've been here, the length of this line really hasn't changed. Rachel, right now I am on the west side, toward the west side of Union Station, and you can still see the police presence. We're still watching some people leaving from that rally. Here at this rest stop along I-135, some of those truck drivers have been camped out since last night because of these nasty conditions, just now getting back on the road. It's not just the men's team that is creating excitement here on campus. The K-State women's basketball team is also competing in the NIT tomorrow with a game against Washington, but of course tonight the focus is on the men, as you can see behind me here. The majority of them, 101, will take effect July 1. Right off the bat, the Kansas Commerce Secretary can start the negotiations to entice a professional sports team, the Chiefs and Royals namely, to move here to Kansas using a modified Star Bonds program. After carefully cataloging everything that's been found here, the next step will come over the next few months as everything is analyzed to see how it fits into the Bloody Bender's story. The device sends out a message to drivers in a close vicinity through navigation apps like Waze or Apple Maps, or through the infotainment screen. In some places, it's also legal to bet on how long it takes to sing the national anthem to the results of the pregame coin toss, to the color of Gatorade that the winning head coach will be drenched in. But here's the thing for Kansas sports bettors, you're out of luck, as these prompts aren't available on Kansas sportsbooks. The impact of this plan is $1.6 billion over the next 3 fiscal years. That includes a $1.3 billion cut in revenue to the state's general fund. What John is hoping to do with this Facebook group is to capitalize on everyday people working to solve these cases by identifying these porch pirates and getting some justice.
Give us a piece of joy, Father, that my son had in him.
Holding each other tight is a source of strength for Claude Hodges Sr.
He could smile and it'd be as bright as the sun is on us today.
That smile of Claude Hodges Jr., C to his family, key to the memory this 14-year-old leaves behind.
Just a genuine, happy, loving, awesome prince. He was everything that you would want in a son.
A son and a prince, Claude Sr. says, was destined for greatness.
What kid tells their dad that they're gonna buy a plot of land and we're gonna build houses on it, Dad, and so I can take care of you?
Sunday afternoon, Claude Sr. went to meet and pick up his son from his ex-wife, Kylie Hodges, but they never showed. After no response from calls and texts, he called police to do a welfare check.
And we waited. They came to my house at 3:30 a.m.
Wichita police say it's believed Kylie Hodges shot and killed her son.
He brought light to this dark world that we live in. In the darkness that is surrounding us right now, I believe he's the light right now on me.
As Claude Sr. stands by the fishing pond where he spent so much time with C, surrounded by his wife, Leonette, and family.
You wrestle, you're about to pin somebody, they yell, squeeze. You to go home and squeeze your children. Squeeze the people that you love.
In that closeness, it is love when it's needed the most.
Amen.
Amen.
I love the hell out y'all.
I love you too.
Just kept hearing pops.
There's no audio to this video of Kyle Walker's porch, but it's not necessary to understand the reaction it demands.
Just blasting my house. All I knew was loud noises and hit the deck.
Friday night, nearly 20 bullets fired by a stranger, leaving holes in the living room and bedroom where Kyle and his dog Hound were sleeping.
There's a few bullet holes right above my bed. There's bullet holes in my blankets. I don't know when those bullet holes hit. I don't know how close they were to hitting me.
Kyle wasn't hit, but Hound was, a bullet going through her right rear leg and out the left.
There was a lot of blood. A lot of blood.
Wichita police say this is one of multiple shootings and assaults connected to a 33-year-old suspect Friday night. including shooting and killing a man in Prospect Park and shooting at 3 other people on North Broadway before the man was shot and injured by police.
This was a rampage.
Good girl. A day and a half later, Kyle has one priority: caring for Hound.
She's a very happy dog. She doesn't stop moving. She doesn't stop wagging her tail. She doesn't stop putting toys in her mouth, and she's done none of that so far.
As Kyle reflects, what's lasting isn't the shooting, but generosity.
It means a lot.
A fundraiser Kyle set up.
Honestly, all the money's just going straight to her.
Goal reached in under a day.
It's nice just not having to worry about those vet bills.
A best outcome as Kyle wants to move on from this loud intrusion. Come on. Good girl. Kathy Barlow watches it dry up.
People just say they haven't seen it at this point ever. So that's hard. Yeah, it's bad.
She lives south of Chautauqua on a small farm with a few horses, and a pond in the pasture demonstrates it all.
Come up to the trees typically.
The water that comes to her house, that's also drying up.
Can't water your garden, your plants, fill your swimming pools. You know, very, very limited. So I've gone to artificial flowers, yeah, to have a little color.
Kathy's water comes from Public Wholesale Water Supply District 20, covering Chautauqua County and parts of Montgomery and Elk counties. It went into a Stage 3 water emergency this week, requiring mandatory conservation after the water source, Boy Scout Lake, falls 7 feet below normal. Head east to Caney, it's also under mandatory water conservation. City Manager Kelly Zellner says its water source, Little Caney River, has gone from rushing over the dam to nothing in a span of 3 weeks.
Sharing with folks that, look, the first time we'll give you a warning, the second time you'll probably get a citation.
Kelly says long term they're not looking at this as their source of water, instead looking to create a line that connects them to the city of Coffeyville.
That's going to take a piece of time. We're going to be lucky to probably get started within a year.
Right now, the city's looking for other water sources, as the people living in this area
We're just praying for rain, share the
same sentiment.